And we're back with the NZXT Foundation PC, and this time it has a graphics card. A pre-built PC like this with an APU can work well as a starting point for a gaming PC. While frame rates struggle with some titles, it's capable of running most esports titles without a dedicated GPU until one becomes available. Well, we got our hands on an entry-level GPU for this PC, the RTX 3050 from XLR8, which is powered by PNY. So how does this affect performance on the Foundation PC? Well, let's dive in and check it out. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Hey everyone, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys. PNY carries 3 different RTX 3050 cards. 2 are under the XLR8 brand. One is a single fan, and the one that we have here is a dual fan design. And in addition to the RTX 3050, we also got some new RAM from XLR8 to put into the NZXT Foundation's PC. And if you watched the review of the PC, I was really curious, what this would do with a dedicated graphics card. So here we're gonna find out. And I do think having an entry-level PC, it's a good idea to show this with an entry-level graphics card. So I'm glad we're able to test it with the 3050. Let's take a look at the quick specs. It has 8 GB of GDDR6 RAM, single and dual fan configurations, and we have the dual fan here, operating on PCI Express 4.0. It has 3 DisplayPort 1.4a ports and HDMI 2.1 for those high refresh rates and high resolution. It uses EPIC X RGB on the GeForce RTX logo, and as far as overall measurements, it's coming in at 9.72 by 4.72 by 1.5 inches. Overall, the XLR8 RTX 3050 has a pretty clean design. The dark brushed metal finish on top of the card looks nice and sleek, and then the GeForce logo is clearly visible and has that customizable RGB. But really what we're looking for here is performance. How is this going to affect frame rates? While the Ryzen APU in the Foundation's PC can run most esports titles at a reasonable frame rate, and check our review if you want to see what those are, the RTX 3050 does make that experience much better. So I tested this playing Valorant, and I was playing at 2560 by 1440 at 120 Hz, and the frame rate was consistently over 200 FPS. Obviously this isn't a very demanding title, I had the graphics set to high, and while playing Deathmatch, the gameplay felt very smooth. This is a great graphics card for esports titles which don't really tax your PC that much. Moving on to using the Forza Horizon 5 benchmark mode, with resolution at 2560 by 1440 at 120 Hz and graphics set to high, the computer was able to get 60 frames per second. And this benchmark mode is really nice in Forza Horizon 5 because it kind of shows a performance summary and graph and shows what is slowing down the PC. And for this setup, the GPU was definitely, it seemed to be the bottleneck that was limiting the FPS. But at 1440 with graphics on high, this game looks really good, and it's running it really smooth at 60 frames per second. And of course I had to try Battlefield 2042 again because that was one that I tried in the last review. And if you remember in that review, it was pretty much unplayable. Frame rate was really bad. But with the RTX 3050, you can also take advantage of NVIDIA's DLSS, which can help to boost performance, even though it might make the image look a little bit softer. The best performance I was getting was at 1920 by 1080 resolution. I had quality set to low and DLSS at ultra performance, and I was getting in the high 90s, occasionally dipping over 100. Turning the resolution up to 2560 by 1440 and turning DLSS off, the frame rate would dip down to the 50s and 60s, but the image did look nice and sharp at the higher resolution with DLSS turned off. And of course, these frame rates were captured while recording footage through OBS, so I could probably turn that off and get a few more frames when not recording. And to control the RGB, you can download the Velocity X software from PNY's website, which enables overclocking and tweaking of the GPU, and then also changing the LED color. So overall, wrapping up here, while NVIDIA states prices are starting at $250 for the 3050, currently the cheapest RTX 3050 card on Newegg is coming in at $329, and with the XLR8 RTX 3050 single fan coming in at $588. And for that price, it's getting awfully close to an RTX 3060. And if you want to read some more info on that card, Patrick over at 9 to 5 Toys had written an article review of that, and I'll link to it down in the description if you want to check it out. So at $250 or even $300, it does seem like a good entry-level gaming card. It can get decent frames in Battlefield 2042, great performance in Forza Horizon 5, and crazy good frames in esport titles like Valorant. But if you're hoping to be able to use some higher graphics settings with AAA titles like Battlefield, I would definitely recommend saving up a few more pennies and waiting to get a good deal on at least an RTX 3060. And if you're looking for deals, be sure you're locked to 9to5toys.com because we are featuring deals every day. And now that there are more graphics cards in stock, we're frequently seeing deals on graphics cards. So does the XLR8 3050 turn the Foundation's PC into a really good gaming PC? Well, it kind of depends on what games you're playing. You're not going to be doing maxed out quality on AAA titles, but if you're playing esports titles, you're going to get incredible FPS, and this Foundation's PC with this graphics card can definitely handle that. Personally, I usually try to get the highest frame rate out of my PC, so I'm used to running on lower graphics settings just to make sure I'm getting the highest FPS, so that's not really that big of a deal for me, and I had a good experience playing Battlefield 2042 on this, which is pretty surprising considering, if you can get a card like this for $300, it's a brand new NVIDIA card, you still get all of NVIDIA's other software, you get an NVIDIA Studio, NVIDIA Voice, so there's a lot to like about this card, but try to make sure that you're finding a good deal on it. Alright, and that's going to wrap it up for our review of the XLR8 RTX 3050 from PNY. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. And if you want to watch some more, I'll link to the NZXT Foundation PC review, as well as our most recent video. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.